Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Nabi back again. And so I told you I'm giving you a sky shot and a roof shot of this area. But one of the things that I mentioned is that there was an event and an awakening that I had to face as a result of being in this place. All right. And that thing is this, that one of the things we have to do is come to terms with the racism and bias and prejudice, that's the word I'm looking for, that we as Afro people face based on skin color from other Afro people in the diaspora. Okay. um Remember, so brainwashed that we have become, where skin bleaching is a thing. All right, I want y'all to understand that. It's to the point where skin bleaching is a thing. All right. So it is something we got to reckon with when we are outside of the United States and inside of the United States. All right. Remember, I keep saying that some of the times we are our own worst enemy. All right. We are definitely our own worst enemy in some places. All right. And what I notice is when you get around regular people, outside of the United States, the less your color matters and the quality of character then comes to the forefront. It's why some of you that know me understand why I like going and taking stuff into the favelas, right? One, because the favelas are so hostile. If you are a good and respected person, you're safe there. All right. And one of the keys of going there is, now I've told people for a while that I live by the commandments. All right. I don't live by religion. Religion draws you away from the commandments, right? Um, and and so I live by the commandments. I have more people ask me about certain things based on how I live, um, than a little bit, right? So when I'm talking about these things, right? When I'm talking about these things, these are some things I noticed. All right. So I am here in the Dominican Republic. And while I'm here in the Dominican Republic at this, highfalutin, high dollar hotel, right? And it's really not high dollar, it's economical. I'm going to say that, and I'll give that credit. It's economical. The facilities are very good. All right, the facilities are very good, but it's not worth it. It's not worth coming back here. Now, I might come back here to see if they fix the things that I had to address. Now, I had to address some funky, very funky attitudes, and so that's what I'm going to talk about now. One of the things that I had to address is that I noticed that, remember, the color of the people is basically my color. One of the ladies that work at the desk is darker than me. But what I did notice is I had a lady friend here that stayed with me a couple of days, right? That went nowhere. But anyway, what we noticed is that we were always getting checked for our IDs, but white people were able to walk around this place unaccosted. No one bothered them to check their ID or anything. And and I noticed this as I was just sitting up, paying attention to these things. All right. And so I said, huh. Now, mind you, this isn't my first time coming across some things like this. Uh, A lot of times, a lot of Afro people were informed that, hey, when you go to the DR, they have a real serious color thing. All right. So they said, watch the DR. There's a real serious color thing going on. All right. And so I experienced that, this color thing. And as we were walking around, we were always checked, looked at, followed by other people, my skin tone, my really skin tone, right? When we were sitting at breakfast, the other thing I noticed is that the waitresses or the servers, they made sure to make sure that the Caucasian people were being taken care of, even though they were sitting next to us. So they would bring the coffee pot and everything to them. They would ask them, they would wait on them. All right, the females would wait on them. I had to get the attention of a brother. No, I had to actually get up from my table, walk over to where the coffee was, because y'all know I'm just getting in. And my behind was just tired, worn out. And so I said, I need a pick me up, right? And so I had to walk over and ask them for coffee. The Caucasian people didn't have to do that. All right. Now, one of the reasons I picked this place, I would have never come here and had to have this experience. But one of the reasons I picked this place is that my flight came in early in the morning, like 2, 3 in the morning. And the regular place I like to stay at, well, they leave at 12. Most of the hotels, heads up, y'all, most of the hotels here leave at 12. All right. So most of the hotels, their employees leave at 12. So if you go online to look for a hotel, be aware of that. All right. But in saying that, right? I check in here and I noticed that when you go to certain areas here in the Dominican Republic, there's treatment that you get that is different from those with lighter skin tone. And I'm just going to keep it real. And I noticed this. All right. In the United States, there's a phrase that I use, and I say that a lot of people are color struck. And I don't know why it's such a thing here, but when you look at the average Dominican, they are my color. But then too, there's a history here where there is such despise for Haitians, all right, that they have a bias or prejudice against Haitians. Now, me being from the United States, I look at the Haitians around here, I can tell now, having been here for a while, but if you just look at skin tone, there's no differing from the Afro-Dominican from the Haitian. All right. And it is just that thing. However, the bias and the prejudice is bleeding over to where it has the potential of hurting tourism as far as the brothers that come here. All right. Now, what I know is there are record even for black women that come here of maltreatment, so to speak, because of their they guessed it because it's something that you can easily see. There's a treatment that we get, and then